chip option here. When it comes to chip, you're going to get onto the green from off of uh, the ground or slow it down. I tend to, when I'm chipping, is just to let it use what they call a bump and run, which is basically the ball will land where it is there, you see there, and it'll run a little bit. And depending on the club that you're using, it's a lob wedge, it's suggested for us here. I would push it forward to maybe about 2.5 boxes from the hole, because you're going to get about that much of a run on, and so it'll kind of bounce a couple of times. You'll get a kind of like a large bounce, a small bounce, and then it'll just kind of like bobble and run on towards the hole. And obviously you've got the little bit of borrow there that's going left to right, so you would want to pull it slightly to the left there, because obviously when it's rolling it'll curve as well. That's what I would do in a chip scenario, rather than I noticed that when you were chipping yesterday you were kind of going beyond the hole, and that Kelly does exactly the same. She's got a habit of hitting the pin when she's chipping, because she's trying to chip it straight into the hole. Never a good idea. Only works maybe about 5% of the time. Definitely want to go for, what I'd say is, you want to go for the bump and run option, which works a hell of a lot more, as you've seen from some of my shots yesterday. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to attempt to putt this, to give you an idea of longer putting. So as you can see, there's a lot of borrow going right to left there, and you can see how steep it is. I'll just lift the camera up a little bit. There. And we'll spin it round. Okay, so we're 26 yards from the pin there, and as you're looking back there, you see that they've got a little bit of red there with the hill, which is running left to right where we're looking at it from this side. From where we are actually putting from, it's going right to left, and then the rest as it comes up to the hole there, it's going left to right, or as we're looking at it, right to left at the moment. If we go back to where we're standing here, it is running left to right. So it's going to push us quite a bit, because it's quite harsh down at the bottom end there where the red is. It's going to push us a lot to the left as we putt there, and then it'll bring it into the right. I'll swing back around. As you can see, it's an uphill putt as well, as the beads are falling towards our player there. As you can see there, look, we've got that red there, so it's going to push this a lot to the left first, and then the borrow up at the end there will pull this more in towards the right hand side. But it's kind of gentle, a lot more gentle. As you can see, the beads are running quite fast near us, and then a little bit slower further on. Not too bad. So I reckon we're gonna have to probably go about a box and a half at least, probably maybe even in the second box. We'll go with 2 boxes. So I'm gonna pull it into the halfway, into the second box away from the pin there, the whole full box. So we're now 2 boxes away from the pin. As you can see, the pin's in the halfway box. I've got my marker into the second box there, halfway. So we're 2 boxes. If you look at that, that's 2 boxes away, 2 full boxes. Fortunately, you can't kind of thingy the grid green, which is a bit of a pain in the neck. It would make it easier to explain, but that's how it is. If we go to the next line over, that would give us 2.5 boxes. I think we're going to go a little bit of pull towards, see how it goes from there. And there we go, as I thought. Be a bit too much, fair bit as well. So as you can see there, it's about half a box and then 1/4 of a box again. A lot closer when I said we'll go to the second line there, which is giving you the idea there of how this kind of whole box situation works again. So a pass there. Going to slow it down. The reason for that is it is coming up a hill, and as you look at it goes, so that's kind of problem. In fact, I'll pull it back to slow. Really should have used it just to get it in the hole. Right to left, got a little bit of bump and run there. Just pulled it, as you can see, I've pulled it just beyond that second that line there, and we'll go for the bump and run. And in the hole.